back. I thought you had left by now, but I digress. We picked up where we last left off. We find Brutus in the orchard tending to the blooming flowers, while the conspiracy against Caesar looms overhead like a dark tempest.
It must be by his death. For my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at his, but for the general. He would be crowned. How that might change his nature, there's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves weary walking. Crown him? That, and then I grant we put a sting in him, that he may do danger with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. Speak truth of Caesar I have not known, when his affection swayed more than his reason. But 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face, and when he once attains the utmost round, he then onto the ladder turns he back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may, then, lest he may, prevent. And since the quarrel will bear no color for the thing he is, fashion it thus, and what he is, augmented, would run to these and these extremities. Therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would as he kind grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.
I found this paper, thus sealed up, and I'm sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
Get you to bed again. It is not day. Is not tomorrow, boy, the Ides of March?
I know not, sir.
Look in the calendar and bring me word.
I will, sir.
The exhalations whizzing in the air, with so much light that I may read by them. Brutus, thou sleepest, awake, and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc. Speak, strike, redress. Brutus, thou sleepest, awake. Such instigations have been often dropped where I have took them up. Shall Rome, etc. Thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? What, Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome the Tarquin drive when he was called a king.
I think we are too bold upon your rest. Good morrow, Brutus. Do we trouble you?
I have been up this hour, awake all night. Know I all these that come along with you?
Yes, every man of them. And no one here but honors you. And every one doth wish you had but that opinion of yourself, which every noble Roman bears of you. This is Trebonius.
He is welcome hither.
This, Decius Brutus.
He is welcome too.
This, Casca, Cinna, and this, Metellus Cimber.
They are all welcome. Give me your hands all over, one by one.
And let us swear our resolution that Caesar shall not.
No, not an oath. If not the face of men, the sufferance of our souls, the time's abuse, if these be motives weak, break of betimes, and every man hence to his idle bed. So let high-sighted tyranny range on, till each man drop by lottery. But if these, as I am sure they do, bear fire enough to kindle cowards, then, countrymen, what need we any spur but our own cause to prick us to redress? And what other oath than honesty to honesty engaged? This shall be, or we will fall for it. Swear, priests and cowards and such suffering souls that welcome wrongs, but do not stain the even virtue of our enterprise to think that our cause or our performance did need an oath, when every drop of blood that every Roman bears, and nobly bears, is guilty of a several bastardy, if he do break the smallest particle of any promise that has passed from him.
Shall no man else be touched but only Caesar?
Decius, well urged. I think it is not meet, Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive. We shall find of him a shrewd contriver, and you know his means, if he improve them, may well stretch so far as to annoy us all. To prevent, let Antony and Caesar fall together.
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to get the head off and then hack the limbs. For Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let's be sacrifices, but not butchers, Caius. But alas, Caesar must bleed for it. And gentle friends, let's kill him boldly, but not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for hounds. We shall be called purgers, not murderers. And for Mark Antony, think not of him, for he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
Yet I fear him, for in the ingrated love he bears to Caesar.
Alas, good Cassius, do not think of him. If he loves Caesar, all that he can do is to himself. Take thought and die, and that were much he should, for he is given to sports, to wildness, to much company.
There is no fear in him. Let him not die, for he will live to laugh at this hereafter.
Peace, count the clock.
The clock hath stricken 3.
'Tis time to part.
But it is doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth this day or no, for he is superstitious grown of late. It may be the terror of this night may hold him from the capital.
Never fear that. If he be so resolved, I can o'ersway him. Let me work. For I can give his humor the true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all of us be there to fetch him.
By the 8th tower. Is that the uttermost?
Be that the uttermost, and fell not then.
The morning comes upon us. We'll leave you, Brutus. And friends, disperse yourselves, but all remember what you have said, and show yourselves true Romans.
Good gentlemen, look fresh and merrily, and so good morrow to you, every one.
Meanwhile, in Caesar's palace, Caesar, unable to sleep that night, speaks with his wife Calphurnia.
No heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath the Calphurnia in her sleep cried out, "Out, ho! They murdered Caesar!"
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me never look back, but on my back when they shall see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Caesar, I never stood, now they fright me. There is one with the things that we have heard, and we have most horrid sight seen at the watch. Linus hath walked in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up. Fierce, fiery warriors fight upon the clouds in ranks and squadron. Bright form of drizzled blood upon the Capitol. The noise of battle hurtled air. Horses neigh, and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I do fear them.
What can be avoided? Whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall go forth, for these predictions are to the world in general to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their deaths. The valiant never tasted death but once. Of all the wonders that I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, the necessary end, will come when it will come. No, Caesar shall go forth. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he and Caesar shall go forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom and soon then come. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house, and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate house, and he shall say you are not well today. Let me upon my knee prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well. For thy humor I will stay at home. Here's Decius Brutus. We shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Good morning, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate house.
And you are come in very happy time to bear my greeting to the senators, and tell them that I will not come today. Cannot is false, and that I dare not falser. I will not come today. Tell them so, Decius.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Have I in conquest stretched mine arms so far to be afeard to tell greybeards the truth? Decius, go tell them Caesar will not come.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
The cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. For your private satisfaction, because I love you, I will let you know Calphurnia here, my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight she saw my statue, which like a fountain with 100 sprouts did run pure blood, and many lusty Romans came smiling, and did bathe their hands in it. In these does she apply for warnings important and evils imminent, and on her knee hath begged that I will stay at home today.
This dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision fair and fortunate, your statue spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathed, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and that great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This by Calphurnia's dream is signified.
In this way have you well expounded it.
Besides, it were mock apt to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, lo, Caesar is afraid? Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love to your proceedings bids me tell you this, and reason to my love is liable.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calphurnia. I'm ashamed I did yield to them. And look where Cassius has come to fetch me.
Good morrow, Caesar.
Welcome, Cassius. What Brutus are you stirred so early to? Good morrow, Casca. What is it o'clock?
Caesar, 'tis stricken 8.
I thank you for your pains and courtesy. See, Antony that revels longer nights is notwithstanding up. Good morrow, Antony.
So too, most noble Caesar.
Bid them prepare within. I'm to blame to be thus waited for. Now, Cinna. Now, Metellus. What, Trebonius? I have an hour's talk in store for you. Remember that you call on me today. Be near me, that I may remember you.
Caesar, I will, and so near will I be, that your best friends shall wish I had been further.
Good friends go in and taste some wine with me, and we, like friends, will straightway go together.
That every like is not the same, O Caesar. The heart of Brutus yearns to think upon.
Outside the capital, a small group of people watch as the Soothsayer preaches. The weather is at its boiling point.
Caesar, beware. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye, Marcia. Trust not Trebonius. Mark well, Metellus Cimber. Decius Brutus loves thee not. Thou hast wronged Caius Ligarius. There's but one mind in all these men, and it is bent. Caesar, if thou beest not immortal, look about you. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend thee!
Are we all ready? What is now missed that Caesar and his Senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws thy feet and humble heart.
I must prevent thee, Cimber. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend to pray and fawn for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
I kiss thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius, to beg enfranchisement of poor Publius Cimber.
I could well be moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant, Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar!
Hence, wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar.
Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak hands for me!
Caesar is dragged out into the pouring rain, stabbed by the conspirators. Lastly, by Brutus.
Too brute, then fall Caesar.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Run hence! Proclaim! Cry it about the streets!
Some to the common pulpits, and cry out, liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement!
People and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not. Stand still. Ambition's debt is paid.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus.
And Cassius, too.
Stand fast together, lest some friend of Caesar's should chance.
Talk not of standing. and let no man abide this deed but we, the doers.
Where is Antony?
Fled to his house amazed. Men, wives, and children stare, cry out, and run as if were doomsday.
Fates, we will know your pleasures. That we shall die we know. 'Tis but the time and drawing days out that men stand upon.
Why, he that cuts of 20 years of life cuts of so many years of fearing death.
Stoop, Romans, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood, up to the elbows, and besmear our knives. Then walk we forth even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons o'er our heads, let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty.
Stoop then, and wash. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed and sport, no worthier than the dust?
So oft as that shall be, so often shall the knot of us be called, the men that gave their country liberty.
What shall we for?
Aye, every man away. Brutus shall lead, and we will grace his heels with the most boldest and best hearts of Rome.
Soft, who come here? But here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood, who else is rank? For I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your blades made rich with the most noble blood of all this world.
Oh, Antony, beg not your death of us, though now we must appear bloody and cruel. Our hearts you see not, they are pitiful, pity to the general wrong of Rome. As fire drives out fire, so pity hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to you our knives have leaden points, Mark Antony. Our arms in strength of malice and our hearts of brother's temper do receive you in with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new dignity.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude, beside themselves with fear, and then we will deliver you the cause. Why, I, that did love Caesar when I struck him, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. Gentlemen, all, alas, what shall I say? That I did love thee, Caesar, O 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death, to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble, in the presence of thy corse?
Mark Antony.
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, then, in a friend, in a cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar so. But what compact mean you to have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends? Or shall we on, and not depend on you?
Therefore I took your hands. I seek that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter?
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first, and give the reason of our Caesar's death. It shall advantage us more than do us wrong.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony here, take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us. Speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then, and follow us.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy a curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. All pity choked with custom of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth. Thy heart is big, get thee apart and weep. Passion I see is catching from mine eyes, seeing those beads of sorrow stand in thine begin to water. Post back with speed, and tell him what hath chanced. Here is a mourning Rome, a dangerous Rome. No Rome of safety for Octavius yet.
Amazing! Amazing, amazing, amazing. Caesar's dead. His own lack of sense of seeing his friends to what they are, dangerous predators. The tale is old as time itself, but I digress. What of Antony and his mother? Did he expect it and let Octavius to fill in his friend's place? Or does he want Roman chaos? Well, find out next episode.
And part 2. This has been a presentation of Shakespeare by WBDB Radio.